Today, I have two of my all-time favorite driving Mercedes-Benzes in the shop here. The black one is a 2000 S500, and this one here is a 2010 S550. So they're both S-classes, a different chassis number. The black one, of course, is the earlier generation. And I know you're thinking, well, Kent, why are those your favorite? Why don't you like, this one or that one? I've got some other cars that I can drive. And these cars are very comfortable. Look at the inside of the S500. Think about it. That's 24 years old. And it is so comfortable to get in and drive it. And then look in the inside of this S550. It's really comfortable, has massaging and dynamic seats, so it takes it up a level for comfort. And this car is 14 years old. But why do I enjoy driving them so much? It comes down to basically one thing, and that is the Airmatic suspension. If you've been following my videos over the years, it was a little over 10 years ago that I did my first video on an Airmatic suspension car. That was on my 2000 S500. That's a W220 chassis. And I have to admit, I really enjoy driving cars with Airmatic suspension, especially now with the roads are so bad everywhere. The driving an Airmatic suspended car is so much more enjoyable. But I'm working on this 221. This is a 2010, so 10 years. In 10 years, you see, it's time to come back and address some issues on the Airmatic. I'm in the process of replacing the rear struts in this car. Now, some of you say, well, Kent, how do you know they're bad? Well, I have to tell you that when I got this W221, I said, what? My W220 rides better than this, and this is 10 years newer. Well, it has to do with the fact that on my 220, all the Airmatic struts are brand new. And you may not be aware of this, but these deteriorate over time. Even though they don't leak air, they still lose some of their finesse in this area of the shock. And so, I tested the struts with my tester. Neither one of them were leaking, but I could tell just in the way it rode that these needed to be replaced. Now, I'm not going to go over how to install rear struts on a W221. There's videos all over YouTube on this, but I am going to share with you some tips and some cautions. Struts, just replace them at 80 to 100,000 miles. This car has exactly 100,010 miles on it today. So it's time to just replace them. They get tired, just like regular shocks. I don't know why people suspect Airmatic struts to last forever. Shock absorbers should be replaced every 80 to 100,000. They just gradually get worse and worse. You don't realize how bad they are. I just changed all the shocks on my C350. What a difference. What a difference, let me tell you, just by replacing all the shocks and all four sway bar links on that W204. I mean, the ride is so much better. But it was pretty good before, but you see, you get kind of used to it over time because it's just a gradual decline in the performance of shock absorbers. It just comes with the territory, okay? So what does it cost to do this? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to fix your Airmatic suspension after 100,000 miles? If you're going to do it yourself, I estimate you're going to save about $3,000. So you make the call. Granted, it's going to require some tools and some experience because you're going to have to get the car elevated. You could get it up, on jack stands and do the front and then do the rear. But I feel it's worth it. I feel it's worth going through this so you can enjoy that ride for another 75 to 100,000 miles. Since I love the suspension, I'm willing to put the effort and the money into it. So you may end up spending about $2,000 for rebuilt or not struts, then everything else is labor. So the reason these cars are in the shop is I'm going to do a couple of videos on Airmatic and how you can maintain them yourself, because that's really the key. You need to be able to maintain these cars yourself so that the love affair stays fresh, if I could say that. And I really enjoy success stories, so I brought the S550 in here. When I acquired this car about 2.5, 3 months ago, I noticed when I would drive it on really rough roads that the rear end was kind of squishy. Okay. Now, Airmatic's working fine. No lights, no warnings, no leaking down overnight. But the other thing I noticed was when I'd hit like a rut in the road, I could actually feel the rear end move a little bit. And you could see the car would want to kind of steer a little bit. And I thought, okay, I've got something loose there in the back. Some bushing, some suspension part is loose because sure enough, you go down the road, you hit a rut, and you feel that jerk. I took this S550, I changed the rear struts, and while I had the struts out, I replaced those hidden outer control arm bushings. And you can't believe the difference. I just did this trip up into the mountains, and the whole suspension has that much firmer, softer ride. You know, before I changed the struts, I had to run on sport mode all the time because on comfort mode, it was just too mushy, okay, if I could use that word. I'm really happy with this car now. So I'm going to roll out the struts that I pulled off this car, and we're going to talk about some things that you might want to think about. And I also came up with, of course, another special tool to replace those outer rear control arm bushings. I believe if you have one of these Airmatic cars and you're replacing the rear struts, those bushings should be replaced. So now you know why I like Airmatic suspension and why I'm willing to fix it. Is this a DIY thing? I believe it is. If you're willing to learn, you're going to have to probably do some research, get a better understanding of how Airmatic works. Over the years, I've done a number of videos on fixing this system. And now, after repairing the W221, I've got some other things that I can offer you. So what I'm going to do in the next videos in this series, I'm going to go over some of the tips that will help you work on your own Airmatic. As I said earlier, I'm not going to do videos on how to put the struts in and take them out. There's plenty of those on YouTube. But I do have some tools and some tips that will make your own Airmatic repairs much less frustrating and much more enjoyable.